Welcome to the Your Opinion Doesn't Matter podcast. This is this number here, episode 80. Special, man. It's very special, man. You know, not only that, it's a great number. I got a good friend of mine, who honored me, with partaking in this podcast life of mine. Sterling. I knew him. How many years we knew each other?
Gotta be going on 30 plus years, man.
30 plus years, man. How are you doing, man?
I'm great, man. I can't complain. God has blessed me and my family. And it's a pleasure to be here talking to you right now.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up, bro. And listen, there was a little celebration a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, man. I reached the benchmark of my bicentennial. I officially turned 50 a few weeks ago. I'm at that point in my life where no more bullshit. But it's a blessing still, and I'm happy to reach that mark because many people wasn't able to see this, and I just take it as a blessing.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Mm-hmm. So, how do you look at life now? Like you seeing things. We're not getting younger. We're getting older. The aches and pains is getting worse. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
What are we doing? And what are we doing? What is our plans? I know you have a son and a daughter. What's going on? How's life? How's life treating you? How are you preparing to stay for them for a little longer?
Yeah, my plan has always been the same: is to live a righteous life and keep everything balanced along the lines of family, finances, business, things of that such. I just try to keep everything balanced because I believe life is a balance, and too much of anything would tip the scale over. So therefore, I try to keep everything on an even keel, if you understand what I'm saying.
I do. I understand that. And me and you was talking actually before the podcast, and actually we spoke about certain things probably a week or so in regards to health, and like and you said something that was like, the statement is once a man, twice a child, and and I'm like, that is the truth. That is the truth. I mean, if people don't really understand, because elaborate, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, growing up, I always heard the term people talk about. My mother would say, you're once a man and twice a child, and I didn't understand it. But now that I'm seeing my parents deteriorate and go into a childlike state, physically and mentally, I get it now. You understand? Because of course there was once a child. I wasn't there to experience that, but I'm sure it actually happened. And then it became this colossal, godlike people. My father was Zeus and my mom was Apollonia, and now they're both in a state right now where they're deteriorating so much that you can't even believe that these people were so gigantic.
Man, I remember my mom, she used to be able to, like, I'll go to my mom's room, I say, Mom, where's this or that? Oh, she'll be like, she'll be in another room. She'll be like, oh, it's over there under the bed. You know what I'm saying? And then for me to lose my mom, I lost my mom in 2016. It's like she was going through that phase of, breaking down. And, it was rough. It was rough. The roughest time for me was when I graduated Winthrop, and we had a ceremony in, over there by, I think, by Claire Barton over there, that park over there.
Yeah.
And she barely fell when she got out the car. So my mom, she had multiple sclerosis.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Like, yeah. So then it just started getting worse. But then it's like she got to a certain point, she was able to walk, but she needed a walker, so forth and so on. And then now I graduated college. And when I graduated high school, I went away to college.
Yeah.
So 3 years of her with the walker and everything like that. And then now when I went away to college, I came home on Thanksgiving break. Mind you, I was there, but when you're a freshman, you could go in early to the school, like, you go in in August. So I was out of Brooklyn. I was in Florida, Orlando, Florida. And I went there. Now, now come back to visit. My mom's is she's eating and out of a straw, drinking out of a straw. And that shit crushed me, kid. That was 1990, 91. That shit crushed me, kid. That crushed me, and then, I wind up coming home. I came home right after that semester was over. I'm out. I had to be back here, for my mom's.
I mean, first of all, let me give you the condolences of the loss of your mom. I know this is a very emotional subject for you, and I can see the emotion in you when you even speak about it, And, it's tough, man. It's really tough. And before, people used to talk about it, and I couldn't relate. But now I'm actually going through the same thing. I mean, not the same thing exactly, different scenario, but my mom is actually going through, I hate saying it, but she's going through the first stages of Alzheimer's. And now her short-term memory is beginning to be shot. And, she keeps repeating the same things over and over again. And, you have to be really patient. But at the same time, you try to look at her and see the same person that was there during the good times. You try to fool yourself, but then the reality comes in and you realize she's no longer that person and she'll no longer be that person. But, as I try to give her the loyalty because she was there for me. She provided for me. She was my sanctuary. She was my hero. So therefore, I give her that loyalty. Whenever she needs me, I'm going to be there, But it's really tough seeing her, the things we take for granted,
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's things we take for granted. And now sometimes, not in front of her, not in front of my wife, and not in front of my kids, I think about it and a tear comes to my eye, Because life could be so joyous at certain times, and at the opposite end, it could be so cruel. And sometimes I say, what did I do to deserve to see my mom deteriorate at this level right now? And, what could you do, man?
Yo, man, that's the harsh reality, man. It's a sad thing, man. I'm sorry to hear about what's going on with your mom and stuff like that. And it's like, it's more or less a reality come to us now. Like as we getting older, we seeing certain things that we took for granted, but we didn't know. We didn't know.
Yeah, nobody prepared us.
No, yeah, we didn't know, man. When I was young, I used to be scared of going to the hospital. My uncle was in the hospital. I never went. Like, Monty, why you didn't go? I'm like, I can't. Then my family understands that I got some things with hospitals, and it's just what's going on right now. Far as I just came from my homeboy my homeboy passed away. We had a barbecue for him, Nigel. And then
God bless Nigel. I knew him very well. He's a good brother. God bless his soul. Yeah. There are very few people like him, and my condolences goes out to his family.
Yeah, same here. And I was speaking to my homegirl who lives like right around the corner from him. She was gonna go to she was wondering if I was going. I said, yeah, I'm going. And she says, she said, I can't go because my father got the same thing he has. Like he had like stomach cancer or something along the lines. I don't want to be wrong, and then what wound up happening, her father passed away 2 days after.
That's terrible, man.
2 days after. We was gonna go to the wake, her father passed 2 days after. And then now, let me tell you how things was just so depressing for me. A guy last year, he got me into 2 schools to teach. I was teaching chess. I was activity specialist.
Yeah.
For 2 schools. I was teaching chess. I was teaching basketball. I did the trifecta. I was in a charter school, I was in a private school, and I was in a public school.
Yes.
Same time. And it was because of him. And what happened was that me being me, I'm gonna tell you something. There's certain things I learned about me going through all of this. I'm gonna go back to what I was saying.
Of course.
I said I tried to reach out to him, right? Because I had another situation where I needed paperwork to show, okay, what day and when did I start? When did I start working there? And I'm like, I would text him, and he didn't text me back. And this was early February. So me being who I think I am, like, yo, what's wrong with this guy? You know what I mean? Why he's not texting me back, or something. And that was week 1. And then I skip a week. Now I know week 2, I text him again. And then I even called him. I left a message, said, you hit me back. And then now here's the thing about saying why. This is me saying, why is this guy not calling me back?
And you probably jumped to the wrong conclusion automatically.
So now I get a text early March from that phone number. He said, I didn't usually go through my son's phone, but he's been in the hospital since January 8th. And me being, I don't know, me being selfish, saying why when he's there fighting for his life. And you know what? When she messaged me back in early March, he passed away late March. He just passed away. And me saying this thing, why? Why he didn't call me back? Like, why is this? Why is that? I learned something. Like I learned that, listen, you can't be selfish. You can't just say, like, who am I? I'm just supposed to be this guy. Why is this guy not calling me? Maybe he got other pressing issues. Why he didn't text me? Maybe he got other things going on, which he did, or anybody. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but man, that's why life is a learning experience. And before this happened, you never had the prior experience to think that something like that might have been going on. But now, due to this experience, you get a better understanding, you know? And like I said, nobody prepared us for this part of life. What I'm going through now, I remember my homeboy, one of my first homeboys, Eddie, he died when we was in our early 30s. Everybody was shocked. It was a big shock. We survived it. But nobody told us when we get to the late 40s, 50s, people are going to be passing left and right. It's traumatizing.
Yeah, it's damn right.
It's very traumatizing. And sometimes we have to desensitize ourselves to this, because if you sit down and think about things like this, you will lose your freaking mind. We losing people left and right, Monty, especially at these times. And now I imagine what our parents has been going through.
Well, think about it when we was younger. How much parties we was at? We was at shootouts separately. You was there. I know you was in the 90s. There so much shootouts
on a weekly basis.
And back then, we was worrying about. We basically wasn't worrying. The only thing that really could have happened to us was getting shot, getting stabbed, or something like that. But then now, as we get older, the risk factors are kind of lower in a way. It depends. Not risk factors, meaning the probability. Not if you're taking care of yourself, you're doing things right, but who knows? But it's like we still in that type of a jungle, to me, in a sense. Like, we gotta now, instead of bullets, we ducking high blood pressure.
Health-wise.
We ducking
yes.
we ducking blood clots in the legs. And like me, I had blood clots in both of my lungs.
Wow, I remember you just told me that. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, mine is after surgery. My fiance had the same thing in her lungs for one of them, and she didn't do no surgery. It's her standing around working.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like, we still fighting the same fight, but right now we're more conscious of what's going on.
Yeah, we fight the same war, different battles. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now the battles is not really out there on the streets anymore. It's within yourself, basically. You understand?
Yeah, watching what you eat.
As far, nutrition, exercise, mental stability, mental health is big. There's a lot of people out there suffering mentally, and they come out and they look like, you think everything is good with them. They smiling and they joking and they're socially fit, but when they go home at night, they're secretly fighting a war that we don't know about, and they're crying themselves to sleep, hoping that life gives them a break or they're ready to give up. Definitely. And you never know when you look at the average person and he looks like $1,000,000, you might even envy them, but you never know what kind of demons they're fighting.
Never know.
Inside.
Never know, bro. Never know.
And the happiest guy in the world could be the most broken spirit in the world.
Never know.
When he's by himself. And I noticed that a lot of people that go through mental health issues, social butterflies, they're the life of the party, the guy that everybody loves. Mm-hmm. And they say, oh, this is the greatest guy in the world. And he portrays that out in the open because that's his defense mechanism to keep you from knowing what's really going on. But then later on, when the party's over and the lights are cut and he's back home by himself, he's slowly suffering, and we never know. Till the day we hear and we're all in complete shock.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, sometimes you look back, the clues were there, but you never even paid any attention to it, you know?
Facts. Hey, you know what? Here another thing that happened. I went to the park the other day, like last year. I went to the park with my daughter, and my daughter's 5, and there was this kid that was like probably like a good 11, but he was like a brolic looking kid, and he was extra, but then he wanted to play with my daughter. There was only 2 in the park. I'm like, my daughter, she likes to play, she wants to play.
Of course, kids.
I said, Mecca, he's too big, he's too rough. So now the mother, she's sitting on the bench over here. I tell her go down. I told my daughter go that way. The boy leaves from where he's at and goes to where she's at to play. Now the mother says to me, "Don't worry, my son loves little kids. Don't worry, it's okay. He's all right, but he's just he was actually slow. I don't even call the word slow. I'm sorry, I don't know the exact term of this kid. I think he was suffering from
autism.
Yeah, might be autism.
Sure, yeah.
And so now she's telling me. I said, oh, okay, yeah, she could play with him. So now she's telling me, she's talk West Indian lady. She starts telling me about
When you say West Indian, what do you mean exactly?
Huh? She's a West Indian woman, meaning that I could tell because in the area that I was in, there's a lot of real like Americans.
Okay.
So I could just tell by her accent she was like Jamaican or something.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So then now she be talking, and she starts talking about a little bit of herself, and she just came from Arizona. I said, oh, okay, nice. She said, yeah, because her son last year, the year before, 2 years before, committed suicide. He was 18 years old, smiled a lot, this, that, and the third. You wouldn't think nothing's wrong. He put rocks in his book bag, and he drowned in a pond. He drowned in a pond not too far from where they live. But the thing about it is he was getting ready to go to college. I'm not trying to figure out where he's going to go.
And you thought he was in the best place in his life, and everybody thought it.
Yeah, and he was supposed
to. He had a bright future.
Yeah, he had a recruiter come check for him for like the army or something like that. So she's trying to reach out for him for like 2 weeks. She thought that he just went and left. Wound up, she found out 2 weeks later. Her son drowned right up a couple blocks from her in the pond. Bro.
Yeah, I could understand. And to be real, I think everybody at some point in their life contemplates suicide when things are going bad or good. I'm not going to lie, I did when I was younger. But I think being from our generation, at some point, even if you're just trying to get back at your parents, you'd be like, let me kill myself and then my parents,
okay.
They'll be sorry for me. So. But I did contemplate suicide, but nothing seriously. But I think we come from a stronger generation where we was raised by stronger parents, and we was just, we were more soldier-like. We was bred. But these kids now, they're so fragile.
Yeah.
And, even though I contemplated at times, I never seriously thought, I never made the attempt. I just wanted to get back at my parents. I'd be like, okay, you don't want me to let me go with this? Or what if you come and you find me dead? Yeah, then now you'll be sorry.
Man. I never said nothing like that.
Yeah, well, maybe I'm a little off. Back to the subject, I'm saying, like, these kids, they're very fragile socially, mentally, and emotionally. We was way strong. Think about how our parents used to talk to us back in the days. Especially coming from a West Indian household. My mother used to say things, boy, why you ain't going dead somewhere?
My pops told me, why don't you go back to jail? I did one day in jail. He acted like I did a lifetime.
My father used to tell me, you're going to end up in jail. You're going to end up in jail. And, we took that, and instead of bring us down, we built from that and we became stronger. and more resilient. But these kids right now, you say these things to them, they're so fragile and they're so easily broken that they might do anything. So therefore now, the whole philosophy of how we deal with kids is completely different.
I remember my father beat my ass one time, no, twice. When I actually when I got to elementary, I said from that day that he's never gonna beat me again.
Yeah.
Not by me physically imposing my will, because I was
you wouldn't do anything.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I was set straight. I said that ass whooping did not feel right. No more. It's not happening.
I mean, it's obvious to say that the youth now are different from the youth we was growing up with. I mean, we was talking about this before we actually got on there, and we were saying, like, if we compare the kids now to when we grew up, we had the respect factor to the point where we seen adults, we might have been out doing our bullshit, messing around, cursing, whatever, but as soon as we see an adult present, somebody would say, hey, relax, here come Mrs. Smith. And then we'll all stop and we'll say, how you doing, Miss Smith? And she'll say, hi, boys. And then she'll go home and she'll be like, I like them boys. They're such nice boys. But now, these kids, they're uncouth and they don't care if they see an adult coming by. They'll start cursing more and being more disrespectful because they like that attention. Mm-hmm. And the point I'm coming to, I think the cause of all of this is, remember when we was growing up and we were have-nots and we didn't have certain things, and we said to ourselves, you know what? I'm going to do my best to make sure my kids don't go through what I have to go through.
Right.
And I think that was the biggest mistake we made right there, because with the not having, with the suffering, with the persevering brings the character and the appreciation of things that we did not have, so that we hold things more sacred to ourselves now. So now these kids, they grow up, they never suffered, they never persevered, they never had not. So therefore, everything is like a joke to them. They take nothing seriously. If you understand what I'm saying.
No, I do understand. And it's a different time, man. It's a different time with these kids now, man. It's like, I don't know, man. It's like the lack of respect is big time for these kids. The lack
of respect is, the whole system is against you. Everything's for the kids, you know?
Yeah, you can't win.
Yeah, they empower the kids. Yeah. But by empowering the kids, they guarantee the fall of our nation, I believe. Yeah, you understand? Manhood in general.
Manhood. And it's like there's no written rule of manhood no more out there.
Well, you know, manhood, there's a broad definition of man. That's another subject.
That's a whole other subject. Right.
You know, it's a very sensitive subject now that you got to be very careful when you get into.
You're talking about with the pronouns.
You know, that's another subject I deal with now. Working in a high school, you know, we have briefings. You know, there's a new student coming in, and she was a he, but she wants to be called she. Please. And we have to remember all these things, and it could be difficult at times. And if
I just call you by your name, I ain't calling you by no she.
Yeah, if you know, sometimes you make a mistake, and if I don't know, he or she gets upset and makes a complaint, you could be reprimanded, and it's a very slippery slope.
You got to follow those rules. Okay.
Yeah, it's a different world. The world has transitioned. It's not the world we lived in before.
Yeah. Let's get into sports, man.
I knew that was coming.
Let's get into sports. You see, I'm repping the New York Knicks over here. Our guys is doing work.
Yeah.
Our guys is doing work, man. What's your thoughts on the Knicks, man?
The Knicks. I'm actually a fan now. I never thought I would have said that before because we came up in the late 80s and 90s, the Michael Jordan and Patrick Ewing era, and I was a Knick hater for years because MJ was my man, and to this day, I believe he's the GOAT of basketball, and that, my opinion, could not be swayed by anybody. Right. Including LeBron fans, but to go on,
right. Okay, so I really wanted to go there because I see you, man. You are the anti-LeBron guy, man. You are like the real anti guy.
I wouldn't say anti-LeBron. I would just say pro-Jordan. That's my description of it. I'll tell you why. I think most LeBron fans are from the demographics of maybe 30 years and younger, and I don't think a lot of them experience seeing Mike play.
Right.
Now, LeBron is a unique specimen, and he is unbelievable. He has cat-like speed. He jumps out the gym. He has a high basketball IQ, and he's a once-in-a-lifetime player. I understand that. He is great. But you cannot compare LeBron to Mike, because unless you've seen Mike play, LeBron is good. Mike was unbelievable.
Right.
Mike was breathtaking. You've seen Mike do things with the ball that you didn't even think was believable. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Air Jordan, he transformed the game, made it go global. When, Magic Johnson and Larry Bird was holding it down for a while, but then Mike came, he took it to another level. Now, my whole thing was LeBron is he's good, he's great, but he likes playing with too many superstars. He jumps ships too much. And he lost how many final appearances, I believe?
You know the exact stats. you know.
I believe 10 final experiences.
He lost 10 times in the
No,
finals.
he was in the finals 10 times, won 4 times, lost 6 times. So in order for you to be the GOAT, you cannot have more losses on the big stage than wins.
He had it 10 times in the finals?
10 times.
Oh, shit.
I mean, don't quote me. We're going to do our research, but he's been there at least 10 times.
Damn.
Yes. 6 losses, 4 rings. As opposed to MJ, 6 final appearances, 6 wins. That 1,000%, 100%, 1,000,000%, any way you put it. Man. You understand?
Yeah, I mean, I saw a post on Facebook, and they had some stats up there, and you said, yeah, but they forgot to mention the 400 extra games he played or something. I mean, it's like...
Yes. It seems like the press have this... I think everybody, the press, the sports press, the new generation, I think they're exhausted with Mike being the GOAT for so long that they're trying to...
Have the baton pass.
Yes, they want to push something forward. Right, they want to push LeBron forward more, and there's a major push. But... so therefore they come with these, LeBron just surpassed MJ with most 30-point games. Mm-hmm. LeBron has been in the league 20 years. MJ did this in 15 years. So therefore, is it really accomplishment?
Stat man.
You know what I'm saying? So, basketball is my thing, man. We go back to the basketball days. Man, we love basketball, both of us. Yeah.
So you speaking about the push. Now, what about his son, Bronny? Have you been following him?
To me, I'm gonna keep it 100. Bronny's trash to me.
Yo, listen. You see what you say, right? I had a discussion with the homies. They'll be nameless, and you know them as well. And I'm telling them, right? I said, yo, because there was a game he was at Sienna. I mean, enough respect to Bronny James, but I'm saying the hype is too much around the kid.
Yes,
and it's not warranted. It's not warranted.
Yes.
So let me tell you what happened. And there was a game. He was a sophomore, and LeBron came there. Drake came there because Drake was dealing with the star, which was a senior. He was dealing with his mother.
Yes.
So he had the game, and I'm like, they had the game. But I'm seeing him play. He's coming off the bench. I'm telling the homies, I say, yo, he's not that good, man.
He's not that good.
All of this hype about LeBron James' son is that the whole gym was packed.
Yes.
And so then I'm like, you know what they say? They say, yo, man, you hating. They say, you hating. I say, yo, what are you talking about, bro? I said, why? Why can't I? Because then now they saying I'm comparing me to him as a ball player. I'm like, what?
I'm glad you said that because, this term hating has been blown.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to constructive criticism?
Exactly.
You cannot give your opinion on anything if you don't agree with what the person thinks they consider you hating. Like if Mom, we're both going out and you come out with this outfit and you was like, yo, you know how this outfit look? And I know the outfit looks like it doesn't look good. And I say, man, that's a bullshit outfit change. You could say, oh, you're just hating on me, Sterl. But why can't it be I'm not hating on you? I'm just
telling you how I feel. Right.
And
it's weird. I'm telling you, it's weird. It's weird for you to hear that. And the thing about people would only respect other people's opinion. You can't give your opinion.
Because people are sensitive now. And therefore, if you don't agree with what they're saying, they find this is their loophole to say something is wrong with you. You can't be right.
Right. And the thing about it is, so you said the same words. You said that he's trash. I said he's not that good.
Yeah.
I see there's so much people that deserved
more. He's taking somebody's spot, basically.
I said that. You're saying
Bronny
the same
James
things
is taking somebody's spot.
I said the same thing. I said the same thing about that. He's taking somebody's spot on the All-American games.
Yes.
He's taking somebody's spot at the Trojans team.
Yes.
I said the same exact thing.
Yes.
And I'm making my point to my friends. I'm like, yo, listen, it is what it is. I'm not the only one that feels that way.
Yes.
So it should never be hate.
Yes.
It shouldn't be hate, especially if you didn't follow. Especially I'm talking to these guys that y'all didn't even follow him. You don't even. And I said that they saying, but listen, it's the fact that he's getting this attention is because of his father. I said, yes, that's it. And I say that he should take advantage of it. But it doesn't mean it's going to equal up to the hype.
Yeah. And when I say Bronny's trash, I mean on the NBA Division I collegiate level, I believe he's trash. He's probably better than I ever was, and I took basketball very seriously. It's probably better than we was, but on a collegiate NBA level and with the hype that he's going along with, being that his father's LeBron James, and basically LeBron is carrying him with the James name, you understand? I just don't believe he's going to live up to the hype. I watched him play, I observed his game, he's undersized, you understand? He's not...
He's not outstanding in anything.
He's not outstanding in anything. And he's not. He doesn't have the explosiveness of his father. He doesn't have the jumping ability. He's not a great shooter. He's he's all right defender. I think defending is the best aspect of this game right now, but that's not going to get you a starting spot on the NBA team.
Yeah, he's
at his height.
He's fundamentally sound. He doesn't. I mean, he shouldn't be taking this type of abuse. But this is for the people these are for the people who's saying that we can't have an opinion.
Yes.
What I'm saying is this: he is a fundamentally sound kid.
Yes.
And y'all need to give him a chance. These cameras need to get away from him.
Yes.
They need to stay away from him and let him get there. Not to say he's not going to be good. He's going to be good, and I want him to take advantage of the NIL deals,
of course,
and get like a $2 million in your bank account instead of dad's money.
Yeah.
Use that to your advantage.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, listen, you put lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig.
Yes. And you know who we have to blame for all this? It's actually LeBron James. Now I know it sounds like a smear campaign because I don't like, but LeBron James actually came out a few months ago and he said Bronny could start on the Lakers right now, and by him doing that, he put a unfathomable amount of pressure on his son.
Big time target.
Made him a big time target. And when when LeBron noticed that Bronny wasn't making it on the mock drafts and all this pressure was on him, then he's like, listen, you need to leave my kid alone and let him be a college kid. LeBron, this is all your fault.
Yeah. You shouldn't have been going to all them games like that. You shouldn't have. You go to support your son. But you don't make the hype around him like this.
Yes.
The hype is, even though it's your son, you can't control it. They're gonna be hype around him regardless, even if you showed up to the game.
Yes.
But I'm just saying, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. You should have spoke out about it years ago.
Yes.
You should have spoke about it years ago. And now, just like Jordan's son.
Yes, Jeffrey.
Just like you even know his name, Jeffrey Jordan.
I'm a Jordan fanatic.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's like, the hype was around him too.
Not as much as LeBron's.
Yeah, because
social media. Social media.
And Jordan wasn't playing at that time.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a big difference. But yeah, he is really going through it. And I don't know, it's going to psychologically mess him up.
Yes, and now we're talking about mental health. It has to be affecting him mentally.
Yeah.
Knowing that your father is a big star and you got big shoes to fill and you're trying and it's not working right now. It has to be taking its toll on him mentally.
Yeah, listen, it's what's that say? Big shoes to fill, man. It's like it's rough just being who you are, but then actually having you're the shadow of somebody else.
Yes. I'll give you an example. On a West Indian level, my father was an outstanding domino player, and I'm from Grenada, Carriacou. One of the best. He was vicious.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say world renowned, but
Right.
very well known by the Carriacou community. Big up to my country, Carriacou, where my parents are from.
Mm-hmm.
And his name was the Sheik. People feared him. He took the game seriously. So when it was time, he tried to teach me to play this game. I wanted it. I didn't want anything to do with it. Yeah, the pressure from him trying even to teach me. And you know, West Indian man, he was very harsh. And he would scream at me and he would yell at me, you need to do this and you're not good enough. And through all of that, I'm like, you know what?
I'm done.
I don't want anything to do with this. And I chose a different path.
I'm done. I hear you, man. I hear you, man.
Yeah.
It's that's the pressure of having parents. It's kind of tough. I didn't really have a pressure.
It's
really
suffocating
like
pressure.
Yeah. I didn't really have a pressure like that. I had my father, he wanted me to learn chess. He was playing chess and I learned it. And I wound up being better than him.
It's funny you say that because I'm very interested. I never learned a game of chess. My brothers, they both are very good at it. I think all three. I might be the only one that don't know how to play chess, but this is on my bucket list now. I need to learn to play chess, and I need to be very good at it.
Right.
Before we go any further, I'd just like to give you your flowers right now. Man, I knew you for a long time. You're an outstanding person, outstanding citizen, and you're a trendsetter of sort. Because I remember you told me about a few years ago, you said, Sterl, you know what? I don't drink anymore. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, Sterl, I stopped drinking. And I'm like, man, come on, who you playing with? I knew Mont for years. And, you know, Mont, in more or less words, was known as a drinker. You know, we hung out plenty of times. You know, we would pregame. You know what I'm saying? We would pregame. By the time we get to the party, we was wet. We had a great time. And the cycle went on weekly for years and years. And for you to say, nah, listen, I'm giving this up. I'm like, I couldn't believe it. But after doing my research, you've been liquor free for quite a while now. And, you know, I want to commend you. That's a great accomplishment because...
Thank you, man. Thank you.
And you motivated me. And I want to do the same thing, but I'm a victim of social drinking.
Yeah.
You understand? I've been a social drinker for many, many years. And I want to stop, but... I just don't know how to go about it, but you definitely motivate me for me to take the first step in that direction.
Right. Thanks, man. It was like a journey, man. It was a journey, man. I had to go through some things like, you know, health wise. And I had went to the doctor one day. Actually, this month is going to be 2 years I didn't drink.
Wow.
So I went to the doctor and 2.5 years ago. And I was at the highest weight ever. I was 240.
Oh, that sugar, the sugar.
240. Yeah. And I was like, he says, you got to do something. I said, and I wound up speaking to my boy, Pete. You know Pete.
Of course I know Pete. Shout out to Pete.
Shout out to Pete. So he started telling me, mind you, before that, I was hearing about this thing that this diet he was on. So we're taking some suppression shots and stuff like that, like, you know, drops. Yeah. So I said, yo, bro, what can I do? I said, yo, I want to lose this weight, man. I got to lose like 20 pounds, 30 pounds, or whatever. He said, yo, Mont, there's this diet here, but you got to be on point. You got to weigh your food. You got to do this. You got to do that. And I said, yo, I'm on it. But I said, yo, but can I drink? Can I drink while I'm on it? Can I drink? Just a little bit. He said, clear liquor, but Mont, you shouldn't drink, though. You shouldn't drink. And I think the process was 6 or 8 weeks.
Yeah.
I said, okay. He said, but if you're going to do it, but you shouldn't. So I got 2 weeks in and I said, you know what? 3 weeks in, I'm following the thing. I'm seeing progress. I'm losing weight. I said, because I stopped. I said, I'm not drinking for 2 weeks. I said, I'm going to start drinking again. And then by the third week, I said, fuck it. I'm done. Done drinking.
Wow.
By the time I got off that diet, I lost like 38 pounds, bro.
That's awesome, man. That's
30,
awesome,
38
man.
pounds, man.
Let me tell you, my problem is I have a social dependence on alcohol.
Yeah.
Meaning that whenever I go out to get-togethers, parties, things of sort,
Right.
I need to drink.
Right.
Or therefore, I am seriously uptight.
Right, but you could try it. Like you wouldn't need to be uptight if you're relaxed. Like say
I'm not a relaxed person. I never been. I'm very shy. I always been shy. I always been a little uptight. I'm always very serious. So therefore, when I get in a social setting, I need a little edge.
Yeah, to be on point. Too. I used to do that too. I used to have to drink just to go to the mall. All these people like social anxiety. I couldn't be around people, bro. I mean, I'm like right now, like a lot of people would be shocked. Like say I'm going somewhere with my fiance and her friends, like her cousins, stuff like they'll be shocked to see me talking now because when I'm around them, I don't talk.
Yeah.
I don't talk to people, period. Like, you know what I mean? I don't really talk.
Likewise, when I'm sober, I really don't talk too much either. Again, there goes the social dependency.
Yeah.
Now, when I'm around people, I don't really talk, but then I may have a few drinks and I'm talking up a storm.
Right. So then that's one of the problems. That's one of the problems. And another problem that I had with drinking is that there was always gray areas. There was gray areas when I'm dealing with people or certain things. It's like, all right, I don't remember certain shit. Or Mont's this, Mont was doing this. I'm like, or Mont said this. I'm like, yo, no, it's no more gray area. There's none. I know what I say, and this is what it is.
Yeah, and not too long ago, I thought back. You know, sometimes you have what we call a drunk night. You know, you come home, you wake up the next day. Then maybe a month or two later, you know, somebody brings up that night, and they tell you the things you did, and you be like, what are you talking about?
Facts.
And when you really think about it, I've been drinking for what? Easily 35 plus years.
Right.
Think about all these moments I've lost in my lifetime, in my memory, due to alcohol.
Right. Yeah.
And when you really think about it, it's freaking sad. I would like the moments back. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, it's a double-edged sword. At the same time, you know, you're having fun, but you're losing. You're losing out on a lot of memories. You know, whether they was good or bad. And like you said, that gray area, that bothers me now, and that's part of the motivation to make me want to stop now. I don't know if I could stop as fast as you. You understand what I'm saying? But I have a plan. And
it took time for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I see myself in a 2-year plan. But you know, sometimes we got to take baby steps, you know? Liquor drinking. As for me, I'm sure for you, it's generational. I come from generations of drinking.
We got West Indian family.
We're West Indian, you know what I'm saying?
So it's like it's not easy.
Yeah.
This is the party.
Yeah, my father was drinking from the time he was 12 years old.
Right.
He put the drink in my hand when I was 12.
Right.
But I'm going to change the cycle. I didn't put a drink in my son yet.
Right.
Yet, you know?
Yeah, and you want to change, right? But then it's like, damn, my environment's the same.
Yeah.
How can I change if my environment's the same? And it's like, but you just got to have this thing inside of you, bro. Like right now, since I've been going through all of this stuff with the funerals and stuff that I've been going through, and I got to go to this other guy's funeral on Thursday, I just fast. I'm coming off my fast today.
That's
7-day fast.
That's awesome.
Water, fruits, and vegetables.
That's awesome.
7 days.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? Cleaning, you start somewhere, but I think that you don't need a 2-year plan, bro. You don't need a 2-year plan, bro. You could start. You know how you could start? To me, when you got the urge, drink wine.
Take it, wean it down. You mean?
Yeah.
Go from liquor to wine.
Dry yourself out.
Dry yourself out.
In a sense, I mean, I can't tell you how to do it because you're a drinker and I was a drinker. Nobody would have been able to tell me how to do it.
Nobody. If you would have told me 10 years ago, Mont would not be drinking any alcohol at this point, I would have bet any amount of money in this world. And I would have thought that would have been a guaranteed win.
Right.
You. I don't want to make it more than it is, but you really.
Right. I mean.
You really. You did your thing, man. I'm proud of you.
Thank you, man. I was one of the infamous drinkers, kid.
Infamous drinker.
Infamous, man.
I don't know if I should say that, but
Hey, yo.
my play name was Drunk Mutt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
They said, that's Drunk Mutt. I'm like, damn.
Drunk Mutt.
Damn, my name was getting tarnished out here.
Somebody talk about who you mind you talk about? Yo, Drunk Mutt. Oh, yeah, all right.
My name was getting tarnished out there, boy. All that time it got me to get where I was going.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm in a
You're in a better place.
I'm in a better place, man, and it started getting bad because when you start to drink, you had a purpose. When I started drinking, my purpose was get drunk, go to parties, get on girls.
Of course. I think that was
everybody's plan. Get on girls.
Yeah.
But then now, what I found myself doing, since I'm in a relationship, pardon me,
I know where you're going.
I don't need to go out and get no girls. I have one.
Yeah.
But I stopped socializing. But then I had my office I used to go to. And I used to go get my supplies to go in my office. My supplies was a pint of vodka and 4 nips. And I'm sitting in my car. My office is my car. I used to sit outside in the car and be like, yo, I'm going to go to my office. And instead of me getting smashed when I'm inside them, you know, I'll do it around almost when they're about to go to sleep. Mm-hmm. And then I'll go right back in and I go to bed.
Yeah.
And then I felt that was not a good thing, man. I used to have nips all over. My daughter would find a nip. I'd be like, but it's closed, but.
Yeah. So what would you say? You was drinking on a daily basis?
Nah. I would drink probably like 3-4 times a week.
Wow. Yeah.
3-4 times a week, man.
Yeah.
It got real bad. And I'm not going out. I'm just drinking.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that was pretty bad.
I'm
not even going to lie. I started drinking just because I thought it was manlike. In my early teens, I see my father and all my uncles, and I thought in order to be a man, this is the thing you had to do. And then once I started, I became dependent, and I slowed down tremendously now to the point where, like I said, I'm a social drinker. When I'm going out, things as such. But if I'm in the house, sometimes if I'm in the house and I'm watching a game, I get a drink, a few beers, a few shots just to loosen up. Right. I realize at this point in my life, I really don't need this. It's detrimental to my health. I could put my energy into something more progressive. So therefore, I just want to move into something more positive at this point in my life.
Right. So then, okay, so I'll challenge you. Not this month.
Yeah, not this month.
Not this month. No, I'm gonna challenge you. I'll challenge you to go a month without drinking. I'll challenge you, and you pick the month, whatever month.
It'll have to be a winter month.
We got to pick it within the next 4 months. Pick it within the next 4 months. Pick a month, and you can do it, bro. You the type of guy that I know you grounded. And you know this won't be for me. This is for you. This is for you, and you can do it, bro.
And I know I need to stop. And I talk about another aspect that people probably don't even talk about when it comes. And I don't mean to blight myself, but when we drink, we think we could drive.
Oh yeah. I got to
and I'm sure a lot of close calls, man.
I caught a DUI, and you know what? When I'm in DUI class, I had a class all the way to Artillery or downtown Brooklyn over there. Yo, the guy was saying, I'm in there with a bunch of people with DUIs.
Yeah.
He says, listen, 90% of y'all are going to be back.
Yeah.
That's what he said in that class.
Repeat offenders, yeah.
I said,
yeah.
You got me effed up. I didn't tell him that, but in my mind, I said, I'm never coming back.
Yeah.
And I used to drink and drive over and over.
Well, I think we're all.
Over 200 times I used to drink and drive.
I think the number's higher than that for
me too. Me too. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I just wanted people to know how bad it was, how much times I was drinking and driving.
Yeah.
But I made that decision that you could get locked up for, like, say you come home in an Uber and you was drunk. And then you go to your car, like say you go
just to check something.
You get
Yeah, I know somebody that happened to. Yeah.
My brother caught a DUI by sleeping in the car.
Yeah, I heard cases like that.
Yeah.
And like I said, when we're drunk, we think we could drive, and I was at the point where I actually think I drove better when I was drunk. But my reality was distorted.
Right.
And I'm sure
Yeah.
that I was driving way worse. But was a way for make me feel like, continue driving drunk,
Right.
fool myself. But I realize it's a problem.
Right. But it's in your own time. You're gonna find. I tell you, the only reason I got out of it is because I was trying to lose weight. I said, listen, it's the perfect time. I used to like, I don't want to say I wish. I used to be like, yo, I want the doctor to tell me something like, yo, you got to stop drinking, to force me. But I think it's probably best for you to surrender. Then they make you surrender because of health reasons.
Of course. When you think about it, that's absolutely true. I don't want the doctor to tell me, you need to stop drinking now or you're going to. Yeah. I have a friend of mine who's been drinking for years. I didn't know how severe it was. I'm not going to bring up his name. It's not important. But he was drinking for years. We knew he drank. So recently he got into an accident and he woke up in a hospital. And then when he woke up in the hospital, he's like, what happened? They was like, he was in a major car accident. And he was like, the doctor said, you drink, don't you? He's like, yeah. He's like, did you just try to stop? He tried to stop cold turkey. It didn't agree with his body. He had a seizure. The doctor says, I said, how long you been drinking? He said, I ain't going to lie. I've been drinking at least a fifth every day.
Damn.
For the last 20 plus years.
Every day?
Yeah, so
Sheesh.
When he tried to go cold turkey, it sent a shock to his body. It gave him a seizure. And the doctor actually told him, you cannot stop drinking cold turkey. You have to wean yourself up slowly because your body is so dependent on you drinking for all these years.
Wow, man.
And from that, I like to say, I learned lessons from other people's mistakes. And that just gave me a reality check. That hit me.
Right.
You need to stop. I'm saying, and I'm not judging him, I'm not that bad. I'm not judging him. He probably had his own reasons why he did that. But that's given me motivation to want to stop. So much that your body is dependent on it. And if you try to stop, you get seizures. He never had seizures prior to that.
Damn. It's like, yo, man, it's just like people that depend, like...
heroin addicts.
Yeah, or sex addicts.
Yeah.
They're going to go into shock.
Yeah. And sometimes we tend not to think, but alcohol is a drug.
It's a hell of a drug, man.
It's a hell of a drug.
It's a drug that...
when we think of drug, we think about crack, cocaine, heroin, but alcohol anything is a drug. Sugar is a drug. Yeah, Salt is a drug.
Too much of it is...
too much of anything is bad for you, man.
Yeah, man. And and that's the truth, man. And I'm gonna be with you as your
my
journey.
sponsor. You can be my sponsor. Check up on me.
I'll be a sponsor. Mont the sponsor, right? And the people gonna be like, what? What? Of all people? How he gonna sponsor what?
Facts.
They gonna be like, yo, what is this guy?
Yeah. But you know what? Doing that, we might motivate more people who want to do the same thing.
Yeah.
You understand?
And follow us.
Like I said, you never know who you inspire, who you motivated. And I thought when I heard, I called you a little while ago, and I was like, your mom, what up, blah, blah. And I always ask. You
always ask him if I'm still.
I said, you still have it? He's like, nah, man. I was like, wow.
Yeah. You saw me like a lot of times. Said, yo, man, you still good?
Yeah,
or we speak on the phone, you like, yo.
Because I can't, it's hard to believe. I'm sorry to say it. Keeping it 100, though. It's hard to believe.
Of course. It's not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy.
It's not easy, man.
If you did it,
you can do it.
I could do it.
You can do it because, hey, listen. Because we got in it for the certain reasons.
Yeah.
To be social.
Yes.
Now we could come out of it.
Yes.
Because we want to.
And we're socially set. We have our family now.
We got our family, man.
You understand? We have our family now.
I ain't chasing trim like I used to.
Yeah. Likewise. You know.
You know what I'm saying?
And we're not trying to impress anybody, or we don't need to be the life of the party anymore. We don't.
We can lay back. Joke cool.
Yeah.
Joke cool.
We have confidence within ourselves as adults now.
Yeah, man.
We don't need all that shit. We're grown.
Definitely. In closing, we usually give we say our parting words.
Yeah.
My parting words is that in certain times in life, a change is inevitable.
course.
Either you're gonna make it on your own, or you're gonna be forced to make it.
Yes.
But the transition to our adulthood, we need to see signs and we need to take heed to certain things and we need to pay attention.
Yes.
Pay attention and move, feel the breeze and you move with it before the storm come and sweep you off the floor and push you to where you was heading anyway.
That's right. That's right. Life is about progressing, and as you get older, it's essential that you progress in life. Like a wise man always said, if you're doing the same thing now that you was doing 20 years ago, you haven't grown a bit.
Right.
And I've seen tremendous growth within you.
Mm-hmm. You too, my bro.
Likewise, and I think we both grown on a positive level. And, I think in our future, the sky's the limit as long as we keep going in the right direction and taking accountability for what we do. And we learn from our mistakes, and we're teaching our youth that's going up, the right way to live life. So again, I like to give you flowers, Mont. Right now, Mont, I love everything you're going. I love the direction in life you're going. I love that you become your own man. You made major decisions to change your life for the better. And, you are a motivation to me and to people around me. My brother Ricky really looks up to you too. And I just hope you keep doing what you're doing and keep motivating me and people around you. Thank you so much for inviting me to your platform. It was an honor to be here to sit and speak with you and chop it up, and I hope in the future you invite me and we'll have more talks.
Of course.
I appreciate you, man.
I want you to be a frequent flyer.
All right, brother. Always love. Love.
This is the Your Opinion Doesn't Matter podcast. And
your opinion don't matter.